beautiful angels of the super race. Today's topic is CEG seminar number 10, part A, lesson 602.
Ephesians chapter 4, verses 13 through 16. Till some of us come to the unity of the faith, till we all come to the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of God, to a perfect man, to the measure of the stature of the fullness of Christ. The topic is how to reach the stature. But to reach the stature, you first have to be careful with the things that stop you from reaching the stature. Matthew 16. Quickly, all of us looking in the Bible. Are we all there? It says, now when his disciples had come to the other side, they had forgotten to take bread. Then Jesus said to them, take heed and beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. And they reasoned among themselves, saying, it is because we have taken no bread. Look at that, where the body was, the head speaking and the body. It is because we have taken no bread. Jesus told them, take heed and beware of the leaven of these men. And then the disciples are thinking about bread. And they did not understand anything. How is it you do not understand that I did not speak to you concerning bread, but to beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and Sadducees? Then they understood that he did not tell them to beware of the leaven of the bread, but of the doctrine of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. You have to be careful with the doctrine that they presented to you. Can't you see that they had long prayers, and they would pray. The Red Sea opened up, and they would start telling stories of the fathers. What Christ was going to bring was something tremendous. And if you are troubled, you lose the sequence of things. That's why you see that the church now likes to go to Jerusalem. Can't you see how the pastors say, let's go to Jerusalem to walk where he walked? Big deal. To walk by who? By the historical Christ where he walked? Many have walked on that and they have damaged it. Pay attention. You know what Paul said speaking about that historical Jesus, that Christ before he died? You know what he said? Brothers, from now on we regard no one according to the flesh. Even though we have known Christ according to the flesh, yet now we know him thus no longer. There were 12 years that I knew the Christ in the flesh and the Christ in the spirit, and I had them mixed. And boy, they did not get along. They were like Ishmael and Isaac. Yes, because in carelessness, we have to break this. The soul and the spirit, the new covenant and the old covenant, the soul and spirit. Because in the old covenant, the man was in the capacity of soul. That's why David would say, my soul is thirsty of you. My soul is in thirst of you, Lord. But in the new covenant, we are dealing with the spirit. That's why when you read first letter to the Corinthians, it says the first man was of earth, made of dust. The second man is the Lord from heaven. So then, Jesus tells his disciples that he has them ready, prepared to send them off on their way by themselves. And he warns them, I'm going to be leaving soon, but you have to be careful with this. Don't drag this over here to the church. Don't drag these attitudes of fasting and of corporal punishments and the outside appearance. This is a covenant that goes on the inside, on the heart and the spirit. What I'm bringing to you now is in the spirit. This is more powerful. This does not deal with the outside. This goes on the inside, and automatically the outside changes. But you have to be careful because the people are very stuck on what's on the outside, and they could give a priority to what's on the outside, which is what we see right now. Be careful. Be careful of the leaven, because it's leaven that sticks on you. So then you and I, we're making the bridge to take them to Paul so that they can get out of the image of the historical Christ that Peter had. The Christ of history, the Christ that was in the law. First, Christ came in the stage of fulfilling the law. And once he fulfilled the law, he took it out of the way and he freed you from the law. Well, the glorified Christ came and fixed our spiritual part and left the flesh damaged until he returns and he transforms us.
We conclude that our Father, Jose Luis de Jesus Miranda, cleansed us from the doctrine of the false apostles of the circumcision to take us to the stature of the perfect man. And we can now see ourselves on the inside like perfect spirits, waiting for the transformation of our bodies. We love you, Daddy.
With the mark on my mind and body, I will be redressed. With burning flames, emitting energy with the body, it's no fantasy. Because I know that